Alright. Let's all go up then. Thank you, Scala.
Of course, no problem.
Okay. Alright. Everybody ready to go?
Ready.
Yep.
Okay. So I do not have Voice of God mode, so I am going to mute myself. I'm going to cut the scene over, and then I'm going to ping dangerous. Alright.
How does it do it?
And good luck, have fun.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Fireside Pride 2024 here at Power Up with Pride. Thank you all so much for your patience while we've been getting set up. There have been tech issues galore, but let's put some love in chat for our wonderful tech team for making this run happen. Coming up next, we've got Jupi running Fate Samurai Remnant. Jupi, take it away.
Hi everyone, I'm Jupi, also known as Cute Fangies. I'm once again back for your pleasure. I was here yesterday and now we're back with Fate this time. Fate Samurai Remnant. I'm accompanied again with my beautiful commentator, Lucifer9783.
Hi, I'm absolutely over the moon to be here. Jupi, what is this game?
This is a weird game. If you don't know much, the Fate series has had a long history of working with Koei Tecmo. Basically, for mostly Muso games, you might know of the Extella series, but here it's a bit different. Samurai Remnant is a very recent game. It was released last year in 2023, and basically kind of became the flagship for Koei Tecmo's kind of interest in going a little wild. Basically, this game is a hybrid of character action game, Muso game, and RPG. That is a lot to take in, and it's totally understandable that it's going to be weird, but as you see, if we go through the game, it's going to make much more sense. First of all, I should say this game is going to take a lot of my brain cells. So, first of all, we gotta do something nice. I think that everyone wants a little cat pet before we go. We're gonna bless the run.
Oh, heck yeah.
We're gonna bless the run. But with this, basically, all that's left is I'm gonna be showcasing the screen because speaking of RPG, I need to showcase my skill tree, because this is a requirement in the category. We're playing DLC-free in new game, and basically what we did is that we created this category with a certain idea of which level we need to be to start the run. Also, I'm showcasing the difficulty. We'll be running on Apprentice, because it's the fastest one, and it's also the one I prepped the most out of all of them. But with this, everything's good. We're gonna enter the run. Now, this screen usually would be the start point, but we have this special one. The special one that says that my level is lower than the recommended level. Don't worry about that. Everything will be A-okay. But with this, we're totally good to go. I'm gonna be counting on with a 5, and we're gonna start right as I click yes. So 3, 2, 1, go. And I already lied. This is a free count. I'm so sorry.
Alright, Fate Samurai Remnants DLC 3 is a side story. It's not the main story. There's not going to be any main story spoilers of any like real significance during this speedrun, so you're all good there. But we should probably talk about what makes this new game. Jupi alluded to it earlier. We're a bit underleveled, and that's basically it. We just need to be at the lowest enemy scaling for this when we start. Otherwise, it's not considered new game. We begin our adventure. We're running some errands, and these three gentlemen here are causing trouble, and we are going to teach them a lesson with swords. we are accompanied. We play as Miyamoto Iori, the adopted son of Miyamoto Musashi from the Edo period of Japan. And we are accompanied by our Saber servant. Saber is wonderful. They have some fantastic techniques, which are our main source of damage throughout this run. Iori is also here. We have that fight with the three men here, and now we're getting into a fight with another character in this game, Chiemon. Chiemon is like Iori in that he also is assisted by a servant, but both his and Iori's servants are not present at the moment. This cutscene we are interrupted by Chiemon's servant, Lancer, and our servant Saber returns, and we decide we'll fight again later, because we're not in the mood for this right now. We have other, more important things to do. And now we have a fight with some spooky ghosts. Saber's big water jet attack here is a technique called Rolling Rapids, and it is very powerful. It bunches enemies up, it moves them around, and it also does significant damage to the shell gauge. The shell gauge being the purple circle with the purple disc with this white circle around it. It is armor for characters. They take significantly reduced damage while the shell gauge remains active. Some enemies will even restore their shell gauges, so managing how you fight these enemies is very important to the speedrun. But in this run, we have our affinity gauge techniques, as you saw from Saber. They make very short work of these shell gauges, and we use that to great effect throughout the run. Later this very evening, we have a little time skip, and we are pursuing someone who might be responsible for some missing children. This weird purple spirity thing might be the one at fault, we don't know. And we're chasing them down to confront them.
I mean, it could be anyone. You never know.
It could be anyone. It could be anyone. But it's absolutely, definitely this purple thing. And they are upset that we're getting in their way, and so they get their pet bird to attack us. We can't really do anything during this first phase. We have to wait for the cutscene to skip, and then we have an actual bit of gameplay. So waiting. There's the cutscene skip. And we see here a special attack from Iori, that is the Valor Strike. It killed a group of additional common enemies that spawned around the bird, but otherwise, not much to say there. We just wait, the bird runs away, and we continue on with our speedrun. Dane, do we have any donations at the moment?
Oh, we sure do, chat. While we were hard at work trying to get the tech issues squared away, we crossed $2,250. Thank you all so much for that. The donation that put us over the line was an $8 anonymous donation that said, "Let's make it happen." And that did go to the upgrade to normal. So we did, in fact, meet that incentive as well. So we are going to be seeing Rhythm Doctor on normal mode. And just so you all know, we have opened up another incentive, the Let Ms. Dragon Take a Nap incentive for Loom, which is coming up a little bit later today after Crypt of the Necrodancer.
We continue on with our speedrun with something completely different. We are now in control of Archer, one of the 7 characters in this game. And this strange man in green, this red-headed man in green, is causing trouble. He's demanding that we tell him where his young charge is, and he is becoming a problem. But we have kicked his butt enough that he has become our friend. This is Zhao Yun, a figure from the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. All of the 7 characters are characters from other media, but just different takes on them. And here we have one of the legendary generals from the Romance. The reason we are able to figure out who this is because our archer friend here might also be from that same period. But here we are really showcasing the absolute powerhouse that is Zhou Yun. His affinity gauge techniques and even his normals are very powerful. Absolutely just destroying the shell gauge on that Oni and making very short work of it.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Zhao Yun tends to act like I want him to do, but sometimes he has a little issues with cameras.
We now get to see Zhou Yun's skill tree, which we are doing everything that we have available to us at this moment and then nothing else, because unlocking that stuff is too long a digression for this speedrun.
Now, so we're gonna get more fights at this point, more moves. More stuff is gonna happen very soon because right now we're still on a quest to understand where the prince is. Where his retainer is so angry. He is attacking local enemies? Local enemies is what we shall call them. Okay,
Yes.
and this time I actually have enough.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so we should probably talk about how affinity gauge moves work. In the lower left corner of the screen, we have the character portrait, along with the character's health. They have a yellow bar underneath, which we'll get to later. And we also have the little circles. Those little circles, they fill up to 6. And those are the affinity gauge technique charges. The large circle in between them fills up as you deal damage to enemies, and every time it fills completely, that is 1 segment on the bar restored. Affinity gauge moves can consume up to 3 with each attack, and we route very carefully how they are used. We have a brief digression here in control of Archer, once again. Archer's affinity moves, again, like all affinity moves, are very powerful. Just absolutely ruining everything around them. Back to Zhou Yun, we have a couple more fights with him.
It's very funny that the game basically, in speedrun, becomes kind of a puzzle where you're trying to find which move is the fastest and how to basically keep enough resources to continue doing those big moves.
Yeah, and speaking of resources, you may occasionally see Jupi do a little bit of menuing on the left side of the screen, picking between different food items. Those are restoration items for health and also affinity gauge. We're mostly using the affinity gauge recovery items to recover affinity gauge, and the route is very particular about what gets used and when. We have one unit was restored during that phase of the fight there, and then two more restored by food, and we use the level 3 affinity move of Zhao Yun's here to damage the shell gauges of this Soul Eater and Oni. And there they are, both broken. And with a few more normal attacks, these two enemies will be no more.
For some reason, I got caught into a riposte, so it
dear.
kind of directed me against another enemy that I shouldn't have been targeting. But it's okay.
Whoops. After this brief loading screen, we flash back to earlier this evening. After Chiamon and Iori part ways, Chiamon is like, "Oh, something is going on here. Let's also maybe investigate, see what's going on." And we're following up on some leads, and as we continue on, we walk into town, and our friend Musashi, Miyamoto Musashi, has decided that she wants to have a fight. Musashi is the Berserker class servant in this game, and she just loves getting into a scrap.
Oh, she is not behaving today.
No, that shell gauge was a
And
bit bothersome.
she's using the vortex.
Oh dear.
Okay. I am not using
That
another
was-
technique here because I'm trying
No.
to conserve affinity gauge for later.
Yeah. We need those affinity gauges for the next fight coming up. But Musashi and Lancer had their fight, and we're all friends now.
I love to call her
Is that-
a fight buddy, basically.
Yeah. If you fight good, Musashi will gladly be your buddy.
I think we
A
deserve.
few more.
Everyone deserves a fight buddy in their life.
We have a few more dialogues to skip here, and now a fight with these Remnant enemies. Lancer's affinity gauge techniques, putting in good work against these enemies, and we're about to see something completely different. This is the Noble Phantasm, the ultimate attack of a servant character in the Fate series. And Lancer here absolutely destroyed all of the other spiders that were in that fight and put a good amount of damage on this big one. And that was a very clean Lancer segment against that giant spider. Now it is a little bit of cleanup against these.
Jorogumo's body is
No, no, no.
poking me!
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, terrible. Jorogumo, why?
It looked so good up until that last bit.
Oh, terrible. Oh.
We now skip back to the present, and we will once again take control of Zhou Yun after a little fight here, after a little dialogue here, and then we get into a fight with Assassin. Assassin is being rude. It's like, hey, guy, we're doing something right now. We don't have time for you. And Assassin is like, no, fight me. Fight me right now. I want to fight. And I guess we must oblige him.
I guess it's a way of explaining Fate series. People want to fight.
Yeah, people love fighting here. You'd think someone who goes by the name Assassin would not want to be face to face in a fight with somebody, but here we are. We now have a 3 fights here with just monster enemies. So if we have any donations, Dane, or if you have anything you would like to share with the chat, Please, the floor is yours.
Oh, I always have things to share with the chat. Chats. I don't know how many of you are new here to Fireside Pride 2024, if you've been watching all weekend or if you're brand new, but if you're just joining us, we are raising money all weekend long for Point of Pride. They are a trans-led 501c3 nonprofit organization, and they've served tens of thousands of people in all 50 states and 100 plus countries by providing access to gender-affirming health and wellness services. All of your donations this weekend go to this wonderful charity that's doing such fantastic work. Our trans friends always could use a little bit more help, and this is an organization that is bent on doing just that. So all of your donations coming in go to help them. And just as a reminder, we do have some open bid wars and incentives to donate toward. We have the Loom run coming up a little bit later today, and there is an open incentive to let Ms. Dragon take a nap. So I don't know about you, but I like naps. If you like naps, then be sure to put your donations toward letting Ms. Dragon take a nap.
So we are now in the third phase of these 3 monster fights that we have here. Again, affinity techniques, putting in big numbers against shell gauges. And also just working very well at cleaning up these commons.
Oh, is the last one?
A lot of this game, it's just very frantic. And it really feels like quite overwhelming, even just watching it. It's astounding that Jupi is able to do this, and it's all like scripted from point to point to point. Just astounding execution. I am amazed every time I've seen this game. We now once again return to Iori, and we'll be with Iori for most of the rest of the run. We have another little digression with Archer, but apart from that, it's Iori's time. Well, it's Saber's time. Iori is also here.
He's helping.
He's helping. Saber's doing the bulk of the work, and Iori is helping. Again, the Saber laser rolling rapids, putting in fantastic work against shell gauges, against all the enemies. Saber is a linchpin to a lot of the combat in this game. We now have Zhou-Yun's Noble Phantasm. These cutscenes for the Noble Phantasms are not skippable, but the amount of damage they do, it did a third of the health to that Konkakucho, and also its entire shell gauge. The astounding amount of damage, the cutscenes are always worth it when they are routed correctly. We also are taught that these are Kokakucho, which are a type of bird demon. Who's in the mood for fried chicken? Because we have Archer coming up here, and a Kokakucho standing between us and our goal.
I'm cooking the bird right now. Who wants some?
Yeah.
So quickly dispatching the Kokakucho here. And we're gonna next be, well, we thought there was one bird. There's actually another one.
Yeah, there are multiple birds. It is not just the one that's been giving us trouble. With this, we actually are now presently controlling Saber. This is also another mechanic that I have not yet spoken about. We have also a substitute gauge. There are so many gauges and bars and meters in this game. And the substitute gauge is the little bar on the left of each of the servant portraits. You input the I want to be using the substitute gauge command, and you just take control of that character for a period of time. And Saber is very powerful even without using their rolling rapids. And it really does show. And Iori cleaning up the last of those enemies. We now
We just wait for the dialogue now.
waiting on dialogue, and we have completed this encounter.
God, I love it.
Yeah. Jupi's favorite character in this game is the the antagonist of this DLC side story. We are now ready to begin the final segment of this run. We speak to this very, very obscured individual in the full body robes and face covering mask.
We shall not say who he is.
And we continue into the final arena. We have a few more fights left, and we will be approaching time very shortly. Saber's affinity moves putting in work against shell gauges, against these common enemies, and also we have the Link Strike. The Link Strike is a mechanic where your servant character will call out and say, "Hey, to me, we can do a big thing together," and they do a combination attack. It's basically a free affinity gauge technique without the affinity gauge cost.
You can do something very cute. Come over here.
Yeah. The power of friendship. I mean, yeah, friendship.
It's all
Friendship, camaraderie, comrades in arms. It's all the same. Again, affinity moves are very powerful.
Yeah.
The inputting here that Jupi is doing for all of this menuing, all of these affinity gauge inputs, she's got this down to a science.
Yeah, I should also explain that what I do with Yuri is a jumping heavy one, which basically is the fastest thing that was found, like the fastest combo early on that was found by Nylin, one of the few, I would say glitch hunter, but basically information hunter about the game.
Yeah, Nylin has put in a lot of work for the FSR community. Also, the developer of the load remover tool that is used in PC speedruns of this game.
What am I doing? I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm doing the wrong thing.
I think
no.
you did the wrong thing. No,
The other one.
No,
The other
that one.
We're
Come on.
here. Let's go.
There we go.
We're good. I thought we were already on the big fight, and I was like,
no.
okay, I'm gonna rip off level 3, but no.
And here we have Saber's Noble Phantasm.
Spoilers.
That's we don't know who Saber is. Saber is just Saber.
Yeah, Saber is Saber. The gender is unknown, and so are their identity.
Yeah, we don't know who they are at all.
Yeah.
Not even a hunch. We briefly met with the antagonist, causing all of the disappearances. That is the goddess Kishimoji. Her domain is of mothers and children, and she just wants to protect the children, and now the children have disappeared.
A bit
Because
counterproductive, but you know.
she has taken them, and they are safe now.
He's safe with her.
Yeah. A bit misguided, so we need to. Hey, those are our children. We are looking after them. May we have them back?
Yeah. But with this, basically more fighting, more dealing damage to things.
Yeah.
So yeah, if there is any new donations, any new messages to share with the community, go on, Dane.
Absolutely. As a reminder, we are still pulling for those bid wars that we have right now. Crypto the Necrodancer has the soundtrack bid war where you can donate between Danny B, Arrival, Family Jewels, 7X, Vert, Girlfriend's Records, OC Remix, Chipzel, and Danganronpa. And the top 4 go into that will get like selected for that run. Currently Danganronpa is in the lead, at $54. So we can still pull another 3 soundtracks to put into that run. And also we have the sleeve design for Rhythm Doctor. That bid war is still open as well. Currently non-binary flag is in the lead at $54, but trans flag is close behind at $38. So if you want to see trans flag get in, be sure to get your donations in.
We see a very... It's a trick there, but you might not really notice that it's a trick. Jupi skipped a cutscene there on what's normally supposed to be an unskippable cutscene. And we have entered our final fight. We have 3 phases left in this fight, and we are currently on the first of those 3. We begin our fight in earnest with Joyun's Noble Phantasm to put a good amount of damage on Kishimojin here.
Yeah, this clears our first phase immediately.
That is our phase transition. And we got the second cutscene skip. Good job, Jupi. No, wait, that's not the one. It's the one for the third.
We already got it.
You got the first, yeah, I thought there were 2 that you had that were tight skips.
Yeah, I got both.
Awesome. Good job. Now, Jupi is going to be doing some very specific action here, so I'm going to be quiet and let her focus.
Yeah, basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to make sure that Kishimoji never triggers her second shell gauge, because otherwise this will result in a loss of a lot of time, basically 2 to 3 minutes. So we really want to make sure that Kishimoji stays stunned like this the entire rest of the run.
Yeah, just chaining stun locks until we get the phase transition.
I think we should be good.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna go the non-NP way.
Yeah.
Come on, we're very close. Time!
Oh. We completely skipped the third phase. I thought we were gonna see a phase transition.
I'm so sorry.
Well done.
Oh god.
Dang.
Do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Oh yeah, a lot of things. First of all, do we have some time? Because I may have some announcements.
We got a minute or two. We are running a little behind, but if you got an announcement, by
I meant
means,
the time of the run. How much
What
time?
was the time
of the run? Sorry, excuse me. I thought you meant like, do we have a few minutes or something like that? We're currently looking at the feed on screen. We're sitting at a 28:46. It looks like.
That's what record, baby.
Hey, it's a world record! Congrats!
Yeah.
GG.
Marathon world record. Way to go, Jupi.
I said before
love
this
the
run, but I said before this run that I didn't think that we would get a world record, but I guess we got world record. Amazing.
Look at that. Amazing.
Yeah.
Great job.
So quickly, I'm gonna do a little few shout outs because we're gonna go fast. First of all, I want to say big shout out to everyone who has been involved in speedrunning this game. Harry McDowell, real. He's the real one. Don't ask why. Why his name is like that. Nylin has been great at helping making the load remover tool. ND606, which has been a wonderful moderator and just general like organizers of things. He really pushed for more runs of this. I would also like to thank Ellie Lucifer9783, for being with me today.
Of course. It was always a pleasure.
Yeah, and basically, if you want to see more of this kind of thing, twitch.tv/cutefangies. I'm gonna continue playing Samurai Remnant. I'm looking to do the other DLCs. They're very interesting as well. Not as fun-packed as this one, but still a lot of things happen, and it's very fun. There's also other games, a lot of things, but I shall give it back to Dangerous and the rest of the Fireside Pride team for the rest of the marathon. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you very much for doing the run. It was a lot of fun, and we got to see a world record, which is always a great time at a marathon. So thank you again very much for doing that. Folks, once again, we're going to take a quick break just to make sure that we can... Sadly, it is my time for today here on the host desk, but fear not, for if you enjoyed hearing the sound of my voice, I will be back tomorrow to close out the whole marathon with Metroid Master running Metroid Prime Randomizer. That'll be closing out the marathon tomorrow night, so we will see you back there for that. I am going to be leaving you in the extraordinarily capable hands of Fiendly, who is taking over hosting duties for the next few runs. I hope you enjoy the rest of the marathon and have a wonderful Fireside Pride 2024 and a great time zone wherever you are. Take care.
Greetings! Power Up with Pride, Fireside Pride 2024. I'm Fiendly. I will be your host for the next run or two. I recommend, if you have access to headphones, you throw them on, because these next handful of runs, really, are all musically themed, and will have fantastic soundtracks that you're definitely going to want to get as close to your ears as humanly possible. We'll give you a few minutes to gather your preferred listening devices. Thanks so much for joining us. We got Sound Shapes with Asuka 424 coming up very soon. If anyone out there finds themselves particularly enthusiastic about the music for any of our upcoming runs, you may be interested in donating towards the Crypt of the Necrodancer soundtrack bid war, wherein you will actually be able to choose the music soundtrack for a rhythm game. A very, very important choice. I recommend contributing towards that and towards our very worthy cause. That is, of course, Point of Pride, the trans-led 501c nonprofit organization. They are providing life-changing access and life-saving affirmation to trans folks in need of health and wellness care via financial aid and direct support. That being your direct support. So we thank you so much. Please type !donate in chat if you would like to contribute to them right now and make your voice heard as to the soundtrack for Crypt of the Necrodancer. 8 options, and currently Danganronpa is running away with it at $54 to 0 for everything else. For anyone just tuning in, this is Fireside Pride 2024. Coming up next will be Sound Shapes. That's the Decade album, 100%, played by Oscar424. You may be interested in checking out upcoming incentives by typing !incentives in chat. This event has already raised $2,250 for pointofpride.org. absolutely astounding, but there's no ceiling on the amount of help that our trans siblings will need in their lives. So the generosity so far has been absolutely astounding. We hope to see it continue. This nonprofit organization has already served tens of thousands of people in all 50 states and over 100 countries by providing access to gender-affirming health and wellness services. The money we raise will go to Point of Pride's various support programs, such as free chest binders. That's how people get chest binders, which, if you're not familiar, those are specifically designed compression garments to trans people who cannot otherwise afford or safely obtain them. If you'd like to apply for one of Point of Pride's grants or garment programs, get involved as a donor or volunteer, or just learn more about them, visit pointofpride.org.